very lucky we're out of the cold, but you can hear them. The sound is bouncing off the walls. It's a very, as you said, celebratory atmosphere. People are very happy to be here, grateful to be here, but they also know there is so much more work to be done. This is the fourth March for Life since Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022. And one of the people who is on the front lines of this battle is Dr. Ingrid Skop. She is with the you are an OBGYN with the Charlotte Lozier Institute, and she has really been working with a lot of these young women who are, in the heat of this and making some very tough decisions. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's so good to be with you.
Yeah, I mean, you are working with a lot of these young women, and you can see where so much work is yet to be done on the front lines of this battle. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So I'm a researcher at Charlotte Lozier, and I'm a practicing obstetrician in Texas. And so I'm seeing the women suffering. What is happening today is that there are no guardrails on the abortion drugs, mifepristone and misoprostol. Women are ordering them online. Sometimes it's men, coercive men. There's no verification of who's getting them. They're being delivered in the mail, often into pro-life states like Texas. So no testing beforehand, no doctor to walk with a woman through the abortion. These are essentially totally medically unsupervised, self-managed abortion, and no doctor available to care for them. So covering the emergency room, I'm seeing so many of these women who've been harmed, often requiring surgery because their bodies are unable to complete the process. The risk of infection is quite high. In fact, there is a deadly sepsis that is associated with these drugs. And emotionally, it's devastating. They're told this is quick and easy, like a heavy period. What they experience in many cases is labor, is prolonged bleeding, and sometimes seeing their child.
One of the goals for the March for Life is to have a culture change, right? So it's not just politics and fighting, that the culture changes where this is no longer acceptable to us. So how much work, it seems, has yet to be done? Because even as we speak, we've got all these people here, pro-life, 900,000 abortions are being done every single year. What needs to change in this country?
Well, we need to value every human life. Science is unmistakable. From the moment of fertilization, a unique human exists who is living. He is not his parents. He has his own unique chromosomal makeup, and he is fulfilling every function that he needs to prove that he is living. And yet, philosophically, so many in our country have decided that is not a life worth protecting. So it's a human rights issue. I think we need to start thinking of it from that perspective, but also it's so important to recognize it harms his mother too. Even if she does not have a physical complication, 60% of women with a history of abortion tell us they would have preferred to give birth. What women really want is the support, often from the man who made them pregnant, that would enable them to become a mother, to bear their child. There are 2,700 pregnancy centers in our country. They exist to provide that support. And yet, again, with these drugs being ordered online, no one's talking about alternatives. These women don't know that there are so many who want to walk alongside them. So this is the next conversation that we need to be having. This is a human life. All human life has value. And these women that are in crisis, we can do so much better for their crisis than to say, in the life of your child, and that'll solve your problems.
What is the biggest challenge you see now?
Well, I think, unfortunately, there are many people who don't understand what is going on. They don't know that these dangerous abortion drugs are flooding our states. They don't know that women do suffer from abortion. So, for those who discount the unborn child, which of course is a tragedy, as an obstetrician, I have two patients and I love them both and I advocate for them both. But for those who don't think that the child has value, I want to say, you know what? You're also not helping the mother. 50 years under Roe with unlimited abortions, the United States became the leading country with maternal mortality. So women are suffering in our country, mental health, chronic illness, deaths related to childbirth. And this is not a solution. Abortion is not a solution to that. In many ways, I think abortion is one of the causes of that.
Dr. Skop, thank you so much for joining us. We know you're a really out there fighting for the pro-life movement. We appreciate you.